Contrary to the common New Age view, the world out there is not an illusion, but we are only able to perceive a small fraction of it. Even our most sensitive instruments cannot begin to perceive all that is going on around us. These instruments can even give us highly skewed interpretations of the world around us, because we tend to create instruments to perceive what we think we should see. Realize then that wherever you are right now, there is far more going on around you than you could possibly imagine. While it is possible that you could have a very large imagination, that imagination is still limited to your senses, because it is nearly impossible to imagine that which we cannot even conceive perceptually. We live in an infinite world made up of the known and the unknown. Our mistake comes from our insistence of trying to fit the unknown into rules that we have developed through the little that is known. Instead of looking into the unknown with a broad perspective, we tend to look at it with a narrow focus, trying to see what we expect to see because of what we already know. But the unknown is the unknown, because it exists in the realm beyond our current perceptual and intellectual capabilities. The only way that we will be able to make any headway into the unknown is by expanding our intellect enough so that it is able to understand that the broad range of possibilities out there can only be accessed by swiping clean our current expectations. It is this principle that must be understood if we are ever going to make any headway against the great gravity and the 6 walls of our current highly limited perceptive point. We live in a cube, a very small box we call reality. That cube makes us think that we are one object in a world full of objects. Our tiny cube, like the room that you might be in right now as you hear this, encases us in a cube no matter which way we look. This 6-sided containment field may be small if we are to truly and objectively consider the limits of our perception and understanding. But like any room, there is a modicum of security in this room, in this prison. Because while inside it we feel safe. Safe in our rationality, safe from all those unperceived and unimaginable things beyond the walls of our tiny and cozy prison. Some may be quite satisfied within the bounds of this small room, cozy within the comfort and illusion that this cube provides, that feeling of safety, that feeling that we know everything, that all that makes up our tiny world, fits within our prison perfectly. But there are others that constantly plan their escape, and to do this they look at the odd angles of the cube. They look at the corners, at those perfect right angles, that if looked at properly, if perceived in a different and odd manner, allow the perceiver to perceive an optical illusion, where concave and convex are intermingled. And in time, this optical illusion becomes, through the focus and the gravity of attention, not just a simple illusion but a growing possibility, then a growing certainty, and finally, a truth. And as these odd angles grow, the complexity of their turns, of their folding and unfoldment, becomes more complex until the prisoner is able to look through the walls, through these odd angles, and perceive an unimaginable infinity beyond the cozy comfort of that dreaded and hated prison that has trapped so many. Through the odd angles they fly, and come face to face with titanic forces of unbelievable authority and supremacy that threaten to rip apart all that they had ever believed to be so real, all that they have ever been. But such risk and such frontier is utter bliss to such travelers, because at least now they are free. And in time they too may take their place amongst the titans of the outer world, the world free from the 6-sided prison that has trapped the whole of humanity.